Hello everyone, Sam is here again with my gold analysis this time. So let's get started. I'm going to take you back a few years. This is the chart I made July 2014. And you can see that I'm mentioning here that it's a triangle as wave 4, 1, 2, 3, and wave 4. And my target was for wave 5 was 1032 area, and then fib extension 161%. Okay, for this, and then here for wave 5, it's 61% also. It's right around there. And I wrote down here that turn can happen without touching the blue sloping TL. That's usually what happens, because this is the last leg of the triangle. It is in a rush, and everybody wants to get into the wave 5, and selling starts a little early, and then it may not go and touch the TL. That usually happens. So I wrote down there, and you can see that this is exactly what happened. And my next chart I'm going to show is this. So that's exactly what happened. We never touched that. This is November 2014. We started to come down here. Each candle represents a week. So after several months, that was for July, August, September, October, and this is November. And we are halfway down towards the wave 5. Now, the important thing to see that this is what I wrote here. So do you know when to start selling everything you have? Means everything you have, and buy the gold. Gold buying. When to start? Do you know? That was my question. And the number I'm showing here for wave 5 is this. So that is the clue, 1032. Okay, 1032 was final target for wave 5. And this point, you supposed to start buying gold vigorously, and whatever you have, sell and buy the gold. That's what I was saying, 1032. Now I'm going to show you today's chart, weekly chart. This is today's weekly chart. And now you can see clearly that, let me show you monthly chart first. You see the monthly chart, and that was the triangle. And then we came down here. 1032 is this white line, and we made the low 1046. That was the final low. This is the point where I said that start buying the gold and sell everything and buy the gold. From 1046, it went down, went up to 2060 or 2046. So double the price from here to here, right? But let me show you that in the meantime, when we were here, what did I do? What other? So that was the, that was the chart I made, and it came down, touched this final TL. Let me see if I have the chart there for final. Oh, I went back. Oops, hold on just a minute. After several charts, everything, and we finally came and touched it. See that? 1046, 1032. And from there on, we start going. So that was in January 2016. Okay, so this was wave E finished there, and then we came and went up, and then slowly dragging like a diagonal, ending diagonal. So finally we hit that and we start going up. And then it was like I made several charts. So I'm going to bypass those. And finally, the next chart, which is the important one that I want to show, is this. I made the chart in 2018, August. See, this is the 1046 low. So it went up, it came down, it went up, it came down. So that's one array, two of B. So I said, C or 3 should be somewhere there, 61% or 78%, right? So now I'm going to show you my weekly chart is this. That is A, B, and I said C should be somewhere here, but it went all the way there. So this is how I'm tracking from 2014. I just showed you that how exactly step by step I track that. Now what's happening? This is the TL right now. What the heck, my mouse? In this battery mouse are, I think battery went down. So I'm gonna change it later. Now, so this is these two highs connecting, and we are exactly touching that TL and getting a stop. This is the station. It may give you a turn, it may not, right? So then what? How do we know that it is going to go up or down? Now, if this is wave 1, this is wave 2, then this is wave 3, obviously, and we are in wave 4. Now, the question is the wave 4 finished? Or it's going to come down all the way here to 78% and then go up? Because wave 4 usually is bigger than wave 2. Now, you see this wave 1 and then A, B, C. See the distance? It's a long distance here, right? From here to here. So is this the distance for wave 2? Do we have the same distance for wave 4 so far? If I place it here, no, wave 4 distance would be finishing here, at least equal to wave 2. That's one thing to know and be prepared for that. But the second thing is that it may not happen, and then this one is just going to pop and then go for wave 5 to the upside. I mean, this could be the end of wave 4, right? But there's another thing that you cook, on other time frame is cooking, and we need to know that. So let's go and take a look at that. This is my daily chart. Okay, this is where we are now. Now, let me show you, when I say that a bearish girdle and bearish butterfly, blue one is bearish girdle and yellow one is bearish butterfly. What the heck is girdle? Girdle is a harmonic pattern. That is, these are the calculations for that. It makes, it goes like this, and then you get the reaction after it finishes at point D. So it has 5 points, X, A, B, C, D. Now, how it goes about is like X to A. If you pull the fib from X to A, the first pullback at point B should be at 61%, no more or less, no 50, no 78, 61%. Then it drops usually back to 23% line or around that, right? And then it goes back to point D to 78%, no more, no less. If that happened, then it should be coming down from there. If it is playing out and it comes down to the TL connecting point A and point C, that would be the girdle being executed. So it's going to execute. If it is going to execute, means, it's going to drop. Let's see what happened here. See this blue count. If you draw the I have drawn fib from here to here, and this is the fib. Okay, so point B, it went back to 61%, exactly the diagram says, right? Then it drops back here to 23% line, exactly the the way diagram shows, and then it goes back up to 78%. Isn't it that exact diagram, right? 61, 23, 78%. So now we are at a very crucial point of a bearish girdle. We are finishing, we are completing, we are at point D of a bearish girdle, and we're supposed to drop to the TL connecting A to C, A and C. This is the white TL. So that's one thing. Second thing, you can see, oftentimes you will find a pattern cooking inside a bigger pattern. So this is a bigger pattern, girdle, but the yellow bearish, I said bearish butterfly pattern, which is X, A, B, C, and then D. D, you see that D is beyond the starting point of X. This is how it looks like. If you pull the fib from X to A, then B should be 78%, no more, no less. Okay, if it is, then it is something else. It's not a butterfly pattern. To have a butterfly pattern, this is a mandatory condition, must condition, that it must be at 78%. Then it could drop anywhere between 23% and 38%. Usually it's in between that. It could be more or less, as long as it is within A and B. So point C usually, ideally, is between 38 to 23%. And then it goes back take out this B, and then take out this X point as well, and then go beyond X point to 127, either 127 or even higher to 161. Okay, this is a smaller butterfly, is at D point is at 127. A bigger butterfly, the D point is at 161. And then it drops and then comes back to connecting point of A and C. That is how the butterfly pattern execute. So we have both here. See, there's a blue one I just showed you, and then see XA, the fib is here. Then this thing goes straight and touch the line. Which line? 78%. Then it drops and kissing the line, 38%. Then it goes all the way to 127%. Perfect bearish butterfly and perfect bearish Gertley pattern. Both are right there at the TL on a weekly chart connecting these two highs, and right there we're getting stopped. So a Gertley pattern is there, and the butterfly is from here to here. On a daily chart, it is clear, you can see. So this is what it is. Now, are they going to play out? Definitely 100%? No. This is just the speculation that we see based on the previous patterns and previous moves that this might happen. And if that happens, this is where it's going to go. And this is why it is going to go there. Now, the other scenario is that it might just pop from here and then go to these levels. What the heck these levels are, where they come from, 1912 and 1920. Are they the year that I born? No, this is what it is. See, now 1912 and 1920, right? These are the two highs here. And we touched that high before, we'll drop. So if we go to the upside, this is the high we touched already. And then, so if we go beyond this, TL, we break the TL, then we will go to these levels because there is nothing else in between. We are at this number here. This low is 1862. That's why I said watch 1862 very closely. It can do anything, right? This market can do anything, but we need to know that if it goes up, where the heck it is going from and where to. Similarly to the downside. So these are the scenarios that I'm showing you, that if we stay here 127, 78 for the Gertley pattern and this butterfly pattern, so we're supposed to drop back to 1764. 1764 is this number here, right? So we're supposed to drop here if we drop. But if you break and go, we're going to go to 1912 and 1920 and maybe beyond. Who knows, right? But why is this important? Now, there's another thing that I want to show you is that if this harmonic pattern goes bad or fail to execute, what happened? Usually, let me see if I can explain the Gertley pattern. Gertley pattern is point B pullback is 61%. Simply said that if it's not going to play out, then what it will do is that it will maybe it's going to drop a little bit to this point, then bounce and start to go up instead of coming down. So point B becomes very important. Okay. So either it's going to continue to go to the upside or come down here and then bounce and go to the upside. These are the two scenarios going to the upside. Now, if it goes to the upside and take out this 78%, then where is it going to go? So usually what happens is that if it is 61% B point, and then you have C point here, then D point goes all the way to 1.618 or 161% to make another pattern, which is called a graph pattern. So if you draw the fib from here to see that level where it is coming, if just in case if Gertley is failed and then this thing continue going to the upside, then we need 1.618 or 161%, right? So 161% of this fib, we see that it is coming to here, right? The number is 2060. Okay. So that means that it may drop here a little bit and then start going all the way here. 20, oh, sorry, here, 2060, right? It could go here first, 127, but usually it ends up and then drop and then go. So from, you know, a Gertley, a failed Gertley turns into a crab pattern, simply said. So it's going to be a failed Gertley. If it is going to be a failed Gertley, it will not go down below B, and it will just go straight to the upside to 161%. That would be it. So that 161% is coming to 2060. Let's check the weekly chart and then 2060, where that 2060 coming. Let's check the monthly chart. And you see that 2060 is this white line I have written down here. Well, I draw the line, but I wrote down the number, which I will do now. This line is 60. That's 2060. This is the number. And it's a monthly, obviously. And come on. Okay, this number is, so this is coming from the fib. We draw the fib and a crab pattern, if we pull the fib from here to here, all the way to this, which is very close to this high. So is it going to make the high or a double top possible? Yeah, of course. So what is the condition now? What do we do? So we have two scenarios. Either it's going to drop from there and then take out the go below B and then continue to this. Or we may come down to B and bounce and be a failed Gertley and continue to go to 2060 all the way to the last high. But first we have to deal with these, right? Now, how do we know that if we need to buy or we need to sell? What the heck, right? Yeah, all this mumbo jumbo is fine, but you know, our problem is to make the entry. So here is my entry chart. If I show you that from here, it was bouncing from here, clearly was a very, very good entry point, right? It was a level here, 1764 on my old chart, which I don't want to show right now. This is going to be, the video going to be too long. So 1764 was a big number, which I showed you here. This is the number, this is the low. So it bounced from there, right? So when it was bouncing, where the heck is go? Okay, when it's bouncing, you should try to make the entry. But how? How do we do that? So my Magic IB system is this here, my 40-minute chart. So if you look for 1764 number, this is where it is, 1764, right? So it was bouncing from there, but it is below these waves, and that means it's bearish. So we can't go long. We can go long only if I have in my setup. So if you can go on my website, you see so many trades I take. The setup is, for example, if I show you this, this is the setup. What is this? I bought this thing, you know, BTC USDs from here. This was a buy, this was a buy. But what is the setup? Why did I buy it? Because the yellow line is above the black line, adjacent black line. Right, the price is making higher low, and this indicates all the way down going up. And as soon as the red candle turns blue, I open the trade. These are the four conditions and the setup. It has to be above, the yellow has to be above the black. So now if you go and take a look here, exactly the same thing happened. Yellow is above the black, right? Price is making higher low. This indicates all the way down, turning to the upside. And as soon as the red candle turns blue, you open a trade here. And then look what happened. Do the same thing here, because exactly the same four conditions are here, right? Exactly four conditions are here, and exactly those four conditions are here. So you had four entries going to the upside, and beautiful, beautiful trades. No entry between from this point to this point. You can see this indicator never came below these two red horizontal lines. It has to be here, below, 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 and below. That is the entry. But the indicator has to be all the way down, but price has to be above these wave, and yellow line has to be above the black line. So you see how beautiful it is with my analysis. Knowing that this 1764 and it may stop the price. All you know at this point that it may stop the price. It may go down, right? So when if it goes down, then you start taking the short entries, no problem. But if it goes to the upside, which we were expecting, then this is, without any doubt, was the 100% solid gold entry. So does this, and then more. Now, if you want to, take all these entries, smaller time frame, do some like scalping, you use my 20-minute chart and look at these entries. How many entries you have? All of these, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. You see, keep taking which one. Take this entry, cash out. Take this entry, cash out. Take this entry, cash out. Take this entry of this one, cash out. Take this one, beautiful entry here, cash out. You can do that from the smaller time frame, or a little bit bigger time frame. Hold for several days, 3, 4 days, 5 days, a week. Make an entry here. Right, this was the entry on 11.5, and you can go all the way here 11.9. Okay, there must be some levels. So if you draw these levels like this one, you will find exactly, and that's what I do. And I do webinar twice a week, and then explain everything, what's happening and whatnot, to my subscribers. And also I have a Telegram channel where I post, heads up, what's happening, which one, any pair, or gold, silver, whatever. I don't want the silver though, but the gold, right? So in my webinars, I constantly update, and you would know what it is if you become a subscriber. So my subscriber have that. So this is how this Magic IB system, and this is, I just showed you that these are the possibilities for the next week. This is what it is doing. Beautiful, beautiful. These two harmonic patterns suggesting that it may drop here. And if some reason, it all depends on the news. The market moves because of the news, the fundies that keep coming in, right, from all around the world. So nobody knows what kind of funding is going to come out next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And according to that, this will move. So, but the thing is that I just showed you the technical analysis based on the Elliott wave and harmonic pattern. It is a lot, very, very calculated. So if you can make sense, if you do the analysis and if you measure all these lengths, this is how you're going to come up with. Okay, nothing is random, nothing is chaotic. Everything is very, very chaotic. The Fibonacci tool and Fibonacci levels are magical numbers. They really work well if you know and then how to measure that. There's a lot of people out there I saw, and they're using the Fib tool very wrongly. You have to use it correctly the way it is. Some people I see that instead of 78%, they have 76.4. I don't know where that number come from, but 78.6%, that basically is in the square root of 61.8. And 61.8 is coming from the Fibonacci series. It's not a random number. And Fibonacci series was found by the Leonardo Fibonacci, which is like 1, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, and then 3, and then 5, then 8, then 13, and so on and so forth. And if you take two numbers and divide one into another, you get this number always. So, and then all of these other Fibonacci tool numbers are, like derivatives of this number. They are derived from the 78 by either the square root or reciprocal, or square, simply, times 2, or divided by 1. They divided into 1. So these are the numbers. Exactly, 127, 88%. All of these numbers are mathematical calculation out of 61%. So if you keep the fib according to that, it works. Even my wave, actually, this is based on Fibonacci series. They are not random 200 EMA, 100 EMA. No, they are different numbers. This is 377. This is 233. This is 144. These are Fibonacci numbers. They work well because Fibonacci is in the nature. So anyway, this is what it is. This is my weekly chart. We are here daily. We are making 2 harmonic patterns, both bearish at this level, exactly D point have reached, patterns are completed. Are they going to play out or no? Time will tell. If not, if they continue going to the upside, I will simply taking long from here and continue go to the upside. Or I will watching on a 20-minute chart if it is going to become bearish. Right now it is up, it's bullish. If it is supposed to drop, then it will become like this. Yellow will go down below the black, and then I'm going to get short setups, and I will take them, continue. Long setups, you can see how many long setups there, right? Short setup, if it is dropping, you'll see this is a beautiful short setup. From here, it turns, it became bullish. I mean, sorry, bearish setup, boom, drop. Similarly here, you can see it. Entry here, entry here, entry here, entry here, and going all the way down. So these are the entries. These are the point of entry, exact point of entry. When you make these entry, you will get immediately positive, not negative, because if you make a wrong entry, then most of the time people, like for example, people see that it's dropping. Okay, let me sell it here. What happened? Boom, it reshapes. Then they close, only to find out that when people sell here, this is what happened. They close here, it drops, right? So that is the setup tells you exactly. No. You wait for the pullback and then pull the trigger. And by the way, I have an alarm, alarm made that beeps when the price is here. And this indicates all the way down, it'll start beeping and notifying me that there's a long setup in place. So I just come and watch. As soon as a couple of blue candles, boom, open the trade and ride with it. So this is how it is. So if you want to learn all this mumbo jumbo and get the system, go on my website, subscribe. Today is Sunday. I still have time, just get the system, set up the charts, start trading. Like I said, the gold is in a very, very interesting area, and it can do a lot of magical things, right? So this is it for now. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful rest of the weekend.